Hi everyone, it's Michelle. Welcome back. So first of all, I should start off the video by saying Happy New Year to everyone. This is my first video of the new year. So I hope you all had a wonderful time through the holiday season and you had a great New Year celebration, and I hope your 2014 is off to a happy, healthy start. Today I thought I would share with you my video of the products that I'm wanting to use up in 2014, but as I started thinking about this video, I decided I was going to do it a little bit differently this year than I did last year. And the reason for that is that throughout the month of November and December, I really went through my makeup collection, and anything that I didn't really love, I decided I was going to get rid of, either put it on my blog to sell it or pass it along to friends that I knew would enjoy it. So my makeup collection is still very large, but I love all of it. So there aren't necessarily a ton of items that I want to sort of use up, but what I decided to do was every quarter I'm going to pick some items that I really want to sort of focus on using that quarter so that I remember them, because I have still so much in my collection that it's hard to remember to show all of your products equal love. So I thought I would pick some every quarter to sort of focus on throughout that quarter. Not that I'm only going to use those products, but I'm going to keep them in a separate bin and, you know, make sure I'm showing them some love throughout the quarter. There are a few items I do want to try and use up, so I thought I would start with those. And the first one is my bin of glosses. So I have weeded my glosses down to just this many, which is still a lot. There's some pencils in here too, but it's still a lot of glosses, but this is all the glosses I have now to my name. So I'm going to work my way through these glosses throughout the year and keep using them. And one of my rules for 2014, one of my makeup rules, is that I'm really going to try not to purchase any glosses. I have nude glosses, pink glosses, peach glosses, red glosses, violet, purple glosses. I have shiny glosses, matte cream glosses, you know, sheer glosses, opaque glosses. I have the full range covered here. So I really don't need to purchase any glosses. So one of my goals for 2014 is to not purchase any lip glosses. Okay, the other sort of group of products that I want to use up, and not because I don't like these products, because I actually love these products, but because I have quite a few of them, and they're eyeliners, and eyeliners can dry out. I found that out this year with some of my Urban Decay liners when I went to sharpen them. They were just dried out and just broke off. They were sort of shriveled inside the pencil. And I've seen a couple other people talking about that with liners too. So some of my absolute favorite liners are, and I talk about this all the time, they are the Chanel, let me get the American name here, Long Lasting Eyeliner. So they're the twist up Chanel liners that just twist up like this. And you've seen me talk about these. These are my favorite liners for my waterline. I also like them under the eye because they don't budge. Now, these are not the easiest liners to work with, so if you like a super creamy liner that just kind of glides on, this is not the liner for you. However, I do really like them, and I have lots of them. So just so you can see, seriously, these are all Chanel waterproof long-lasting liners. So I have it in navy and purple and black and brown, green, taupes. So I just want to, I'm going to have these out in my bin to use on a much more regular basis. And this will also hopefully encourage me to use more colored liners, because I typically just use the brown one. So I will be playing with these, trying to, I want to, you know, make sure I try and use them before they go bad, and because I really, really enjoy them. So those, I would say, the glosses and the liners are the two products that I want to sort of focus on using up. Now, for this quarter, I do have some products that I want to focus on using just to make sure that I'm giving them love. So let's start going through those. I picked a couple of bronzers to make sure that I'm using. And the first one is, it's actually fairly new to me. I have a really hard time opening this for some reason. And it's the Tom Ford, here, see, I have a hard time opening this one. It's the Tom Ford bronzer in 02 Terra. And this is just a beautiful, soft, tan color. It's matte. It's completely matte. It's beautiful on my skin. I have fair skin, and I love this, but it doesn't get, I have so many bronzers, it's not going to get enough love unless I put it in my bin to focus on. The next one, and I actually haven't used this in a while, I just pulled it out again, is my Chanel Le Beige, and this was a favorite product of last year, but for the last couple months I haven't been using it. I've just sort of been playing with other products, so I'm going to put this up front to use during the first quarter. This is great for warming up the skin when you want a sort of warm glow. I don't think it's a good finishing powder, however. And then I have a Lise Watier bronzer that a subscriber sent to me, and I really, really love it. And it's a matte bronzer, and it is in the color Havana. So it's just a really nice tan color. There's no orange to this one either. It's a beautiful soft tan, and it is matte. So I really like this, and I'm going to put it in my bin to use as a bronzer during the first quarter as well. Okay, so what else is in here? Let's see. I've got a couple of blushes. I've got a highlighter, so I'm going to focus on using up my Illamasqua, not using up, but just focus on using my Illamasqua highlighter. It's a cream highlighter in the color Gleam, or Aurora. This is the Illamasqua Gleam, which is their cream highlighter, and the color is Aurora. And it's just a beautiful soft cream color, slightly gold. It's beautiful on the skin. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up or not, but it's really, really pretty on the skin, and I enjoy it. But I haven't used it in a while because it's kind of been tucked in my drawer. So I pulled that out. For contouring, I pulled out my NYX Taupe, which I really love this for contouring. It's a great color that I've used quite a bit. There's not really a dip in it. I've actually used this a lot, but there's not really a dip in it. And I like it, so I'm going to use this for contouring this quarter. That also makes a great crease shade. I'm going to focus on using my Chantecaille Elephant blush in the color Fun, which is just a beautiful peach color. I love this blush, but I have so many blushes, it's been tucked away and I haven't used it in a long time. And then the other one I'm going to focus on, and I rarely pull this out, and I don't know why because I love it, but it's the Lorac blush, Baked Matte Satin Blush, and this is in the color Velvet Rope, which is stunning. I've owned this for a long time. It's just a beautiful pink with a sheen, which I'm all about satin sheeny blushes. Here it is right here on my skin right now. I don't know if the camera's not focusing. There we go. And this is really, really pretty. So I'm very excited to pull this to the front as well. Okay, a few more things. I've got a couple of eyeshadows, and this one will probably stay in my bin throughout the year. And it is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Infallible Eyeshadow, and it's in the color Endless Pearl. Let's see if it'll focus for you. There you go. And this is just the cream color. I'm going to use this as my brow highlight, and maybe, you know, do some highlighting around my face with it as well. I haven't used this in a long time, and it's getting kind of dry, so I want to try, and it's a nice color. I'm going to try and work my way through part of it before it goes totally bad. And then another favorite of mine from an eyeshadow perspective, and this is a great crease color. You can also use this for contouring on your face, but it's the Illamasqua Powder Shadow in the color Heroine. And I bought this, I think, early in the fall, late summer, and then it's just been sort of lost in my collection, but I really enjoy this, so I'm pulling it to the front. And then I have some cream shadows that I'm pulling to the front. A couple of them because I think they're getting old and dry, and a couple of them because I don't make a habit of grabbing cream shadows to use as bases and that kind of thing. So I thought if I put a few of them in here, I would make a habit of doing that and get to enjoy them more. So I picked a couple of Chanel Illusion Domes, and the reason I picked these is that I've had these for a couple of years and they're going to dry out. I know it. They're not dry yet, but the first one is in the color Illusoire, And I love this. It's just a purple taupey color with lots of sheen. This I can wear as a base, or look how pretty that is. Or just by itself on the lid. It's gorgeous. So it's right here. But it's just like a taupey purple with lots of shimmer. It's great for a night out, but I wear it in the day. It doesn't bother me. It's not so dark that you can't get away with wearing it in the day. And then the other one is the color Bluey, which is just a sort of red-brown color. This one is really pretty too. But these are so pretty, but they were very expensive, and I haven't used them much. So I don't want them to dry out, so I'm going to pull them. I might leave these in for the whole year. We'll see. There's the brown one. See how pretty that is? This is beautiful. So I'm excited to have these out and in front of me, so I'll use them more. Those I'll actually probably use more as eyeshadows themselves. And then I have a couple more that I will use as bases. And the first one is, and this is one of my favorite cream shadows, and it's a buxom shadow, and it's in the color Pug, which again is just like a gray, taupey gray color. This is more gray than the Chanel product. See how silvery beautiful that is? Yeah, so that's right there. This is the Chanel, and this is the Pug. So I'm very excited about that. I haven't used these in so long. I'm excited. And then I chose one of my Smashbox Creaseless Cream Shadows, and this is more of just a neutral. It's in the color Quartz. And I just picked this to use as a base. It's just a soft sort of champagne pink color. But I thought it would be, here it is right here, a good shadow base, or just a good sort of everyday, if I just want to throw something on my lid and then, you know, put a little something in the crease. This would be a nice color to use. So I wanted to pull, oops, these cream shadows forward to make sure I'm using them up as well. So those are the products that are sort of on my to use up this year and to focus on this quarter. And then every quarter I will, you know, sort of update you on the products I'm trying to use up, and I'll talk a little bit about, you know, maybe products I've switched out of my current bin. So yeah, so a lot of people asked, what are my sort of makeup rules? Do I have any sort of rules for myself for 2014? And so here's what I will say. I don't do well when I set rules for myself. So if I say, you know, you can't have any of this, or you can't buy any of that, immediately I'm going to start craving those items. So what I thought I would do is, first off, like I said in the beginning, I am going to really try not to buy any glosses this year, because I don't use glosses that often anymore, and I have quite a few of them. So I don't really need to have this many. So I'm going to try and work my way through these glosses this year and not purchase any. So we'll see how that goes. But the other, as far as rules for the rest of my makeup, I tried to do this last year, just be more aware of what you're purchasing and make sure you're not duplicating something you already have. But for 2014, that is sort of going to be how I try and think about my makeup purchases. But what I really want to do, and I've done pretty good at this during sort of the last couple months, what I really want to do is only buy items that I really, really love. So, you know, if I'm at a makeup counter and I'm unsure, then I probably don't need to buy the item. Or if I know I have something just like it, then I should just use what I have at home. So I'm really going to try and stick to that, and we'll see how that goes. But that's kind of how, you know, I was going to do, oh, you can only have 12 items this year, but I know I don't do well when I set rules like that. So I'm not going to do anything like that. So we'll see how it goes. As I start hauling in 2014, we'll see how that goes. And I will say, I do want to share with you just a very quick haul after I just said I'm going to be careful, you know, the makeup items I purchased. But I did, over this past weekend, I think it was the weekend, my days are so screwed up right now, pick up a few MAC items. One of them was an eyeshadow, and I probably have a shadow like this if I dig through my collection, but this is from the Extra Dimension line of shadows, and it's in the color Sweet Heat, and you've seen quite a few people talk about it already probably. It's just a really pretty bronzy color, sort of champagne bronzy color. So it's just a beautiful sort of all over the lid color. I really liked it, so I picked it up. Do I need it? Probably not, but I know for a fact I will use this. So, and then I picked up 3 lipsticks. These are limited edition. I do believe you can still get them. They are from the Huggable lip color line, the Huggable lipstick line, which is a new formulation for MAC. However, they are limited edition. So I would say the formula is somewhere between the cream sheens and the, what is that? What is that other one? Sheen Supreme. So they're sort of between a cream sheen and a Sheen Supreme. I'm wearing one of them on my lips today, for those of you who are curious. So the color I'm wearing today is in the color Feeling Amorous, which is a really bright pink color. It's a very creamy formula, like I said. This is just a bright pink color. It really is just a bright sort of rosy pink color. I'm not quite sure if the camera's going to pick it up accurately, but it is what I'm wearing. I love these formulas. These are really creamy on the lips. They look glossy, but they're much more opaque than like a luster would be from MAC. So the second one I got was Red Necessity, which this is just a nice red color. It's almost got more berry in it than red, which is why I like it, because I like a more berry red. There it is. It's beautiful. I wore this one yesterday. I got a ton of compliments. People asked me, what's on your lips? And then the last one I got was Commotion. I should have had these in order. Commotion, which is also a beautiful color. Now, this looks quite scary in the tube, but again, it's a little bit like some of the other MAC lipsticks I have that are much more wearable. This is just a really pretty purpley berry color, I would say. And I really enjoy it. I will say, and again, I like the fact that they're so glossy. So on a mature lip like mine, I have a lot of lines in my lips. These, because they're thick and glossy, and they look glossy, they kind of hide a lot of my lip lines. So I'm loving all 3 of these. I will say that a couple people, so Alexa, my friend who works at MAC, she has to wear a liner with them or they bleed. Now, I wore a liner the first day because she cautioned me about that. Now, I wore it yesterday and I'm wearing it today, and they have not bled for me at all, and I'm not wearing a liner. So, depending on how your lips go, you may or may not have to wear a liner with these. They're thick enough, they're not like a gloss, they're thick enough that I don't think they'll migrate on everyone, but I really like them. All 3 of them, very bright colors. That's the other thing I'm going to try not to do is, I have plenty of nude lipsticks. I don't need to buy any more nude lipsticks. I've really been into sort of wearing color on my lips. So I'm going to try not to buy any nude lipsticks. I don't really need to buy any lipsticks, quite frankly, but I'm not going to set those limitations because that always ends up backfiring on me. So that's it. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments below and I will try to get back to you. I do want to say I have chosen my winner for the Benjabel Brush Tree, and I have sent you a message in your YouTube inbox. So if you entered to win that, check your inbox, and then once I hear back from her, I will announce who won. And if you have any products that you're trying to use up this year, please feel free to share them with us below. And if you have any sort of makeup rules you're going to try and live by this year, I'm always curious to see at the beginning of the year kind of how people set those rules for themselves. So that's it for today. I hope everybody has a fantastic day, and I will talk to you all again soon.